Imagine a settlement wiped off the map, houses gone, crops uprooted, and just one single word carved into a tree. What happened to Roanoke? New clues are rewriting the story. Roanoke began as Hope English families, a handful of soldiers, a dream to build England's first permanent colony on North America's Atlantic edge. They called it the Lost Colony for a reason. When Governor John White returned in 1590 after a 3-year trip to fetch supplies, the site was abandoned. No bodies, no battle signs, only one word, Croatoan, carved into a post, and the letters CRO carved into a tree, and for centuries that mystery has haunted historians and treasure hunters alike. Clue 1, archaeological hints of planned departure. Recent digs near the Outer Banks uncovered post holes and hearth placements that suggest removal rather than massacre. Tools appear to have been taken in an organized fashion. If true, that indicates the colonists left voluntarily, possibly under duress, rather than being wiped out in a raid. Clue 2, interactions with indigenous peoples. The word Croatoan pointed toward Hatteras Island and the Croatoan tribe. Historical records and oral histories from indigenous descendants describe English survivors who were adopted, married into local communities, and even lived for generations among them. Some DNA projects, still preliminary, have turned up tantalizing but not definitive links between local populations and early English settlers. Clue 3, inland survival theory. A growing number of historians argue some colonists moved inland to avoid storms and hostile visitors, taking refuge with tribes who had more reliable fresh water and resources. This would explain how European artifacts turned up miles from the original site. It also helps explain why there were no mass graves at Roanoke itself. Now the twist, there's new evidence that the colony may not have vanished because of a single event at all, but due to a cascade, supply failure, disease, strained relations, and a desperate decision to split, some leaving for Croatoan, others trying to trek inland. Imagine families choosing different paths in panic. That fragmentation would scatter people across dozens of communities and make a single forensic trace impossible. But the most dramatic clue is a small carved ring of letters discovered on a battered ledger page in an English archive. Barely legible, but showing place names and a date overlapping Roanoke's final year. If authentic, the ledger suggests a planned rendezvous with allied Hatteras chiefs combined with archaeology and indigenous oral histories. It paints a picture not of a massacre but of survival by blending in. Skeptics caution that we still don't have a single smoking gun object, like a dated tomb or a signed letter, that tells the full story. But the mosaic of clues is shifting the narrative from horror to human adaptation. Families changed their names, adopted new customs, and faded into communities that didn't keep English-style records. So what does this mean today? It means the lost and lost colony might be a misnomer. Roanoke's people weren't necessarily erased. They were absorbed, and their legacy may live on in ways we're only beginning to recognize, in artifacts and stories, and perhaps in DNA. If this mystery taught us anything, it's that history is alive. New dig sites, new documents, and voices long ignored can rewrite the past. Want to see the sites and evidence I mentioned? I'll link sources in the description. And if you want part 2, where we break down the top artifacts and the most convincing DNA leads, hit like and subscribe. Who vanished? Maybe no one, they just chose a different life. Subscribe for part 2, where we examine the artifacts, DNA hints, and the most convincing oral histories. As we unravel this intricate web of history, each clue draws us closer to understanding the lives of those who dared to dream and explore in a world unknown. These stories remind us that every lost chapter has the potential to be rewritten, shedding light on the resilience of human spirit and the journeys taken by those who came before us. As more evidence emerges, we find ourselves piecing together the intricate puzzle of Roanoke's fate, a testament to the courage and adaptability of its settlers. This legacy invites us to explore not just what was lost, but what has endured, fostering a dialogue between past and present that can enrich our understanding of humanity. As we continue this exploration, we are reminded that history is not just about events, it is about the lives interwoven through time, echoing in the present. Every shared story acts as a thread linking us to the past, challenging us to seek out the narratives that may have been forgotten or overlooked. In this journey of discovery, we find that the legacies left behind are not merely remnants of history, they are vibrant tales waiting to be told, bringing the past to life for future generations. As we delve deeper into the enigma of Roanoke, each theory provides a new lens through which we can examine the broader implications of survival adaptation and the interconnectedness of cultures. This exploration reminds us that history is not a singular story, it's a mosaic of experiences that shapes our understanding of who we are today. As we gather these diverse stories and perspectives, we weave a richer tapestry of understanding, exploring not just what happened at Roanoke, but what it means for us today. This ongoing dialogue encourages us to honor the past while embracing the complexities of our shared history, fostering a deeper appreciation for the narratives that shape our present. Through these interactions, we uncover not just the mystery of Roanoke, but the resilience of human spirit, reminding us that every story carries lessons for the future.